Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're jumping into a source you sent over a list of the top 5 must-watch Chinese dramas supposedly hitting screens in 2025.
Yeah, it looks like a good list. Our plan is to basically unpack these, give you the highlights, figure out what the buzz is about for each one.
Exactly. Find those key insights without you having to wade through everything. We want to see what makes them stand out, maybe spot some themes, and help you figure out which ones might be worth your time.
And we'll follow the source's order, counting down from number 5 right through to number 1.
Okay, let's get started. Kicking things off at number 5, we have Youthful Glory.
Right. So the setting here is historical, Daxian dynasty, 11th year of Qin Kang.
And the core plot seems to revolve around King Jiangshu. He's back from guarding the border for 8 years.
Yeah, but he's not exactly getting a welcome home party. He's immediately investigating military pay embezzlement.
And it sounds like it's not just a small thing. The source hints this corruption runs deep, right into the court.
Exactly. It suggests a much bigger conspiracy, which always raises the stakes, doesn't it? Makes you wonder about alliances and betrayals.
Totally. And speaking of alliances, there's this key element. Jiang Shu marries General Ming Tian.
Yeah.
Strategically.
Right. Presented as a move to protect her family while he's digging into this mess.
Which, in drama land, often means things get complicated personally, right? Start strategic, but...
Oh, absolutely. That forced proximity, the shared danger.
Yeah.
It's...
Okay, so Youthful Glory stars Song Weilong and Bao Sheng-en, and the source gives a release date of May 19th, 2025.
So the key takeaway here seems to be that blend of high-stakes political games and a very personal, potentially evolving relationship born from strategy.
Yeah, duty versus feelings, political survival, that kind of thing. All right, moving on. Number 4 is Legend of Zhang Hai.
Okay, this one sounds like it leans into that revenge narrative. We've got Zhang Hai, son of the imperial astronomer.
And he sees his whole family murdered. Pretty brutal start.
Yeah, really dark. And then there's this significant time jump, 10 years.
What's he doing for 10 years?
Training. The source mentions specifically construction and warfare. So he's clearly plotting, preparing.
Right, honing skills for revenge. 10 years is a long time to hold on to that.
It really is. It's just incredible focus, or obsession, maybe. He then returns to the capital, basically in disguise.
Gets himself hired as an advisor to the enemy. Duke Pingjin, the guy he blames.
Exactly. Talk about playing the long game, infiltrating from the inside.
And he actually climbs the ranks.
Yeah.
Becomes chief minister.
Yeah, which shows he's not just driven, but also incredibly smart navigating this treacherous political world.
But then comes the twist you mentioned.
Right. Just as he's about to get his revenge, or thinks he is, he finds out his understanding of the initial event was, well, wrong or incomplete.
So it wasn't just the Duke. There's more to it.
Seems like it. A bigger conspiracy is hinted at, forcing him to shift gears.
So it becomes less about pure revenge and more about uncovering this larger truth.
Exactly. And he needs allies for that. Friends to help figure it out and maybe even defend the country.
Okay, Legend of Zhang Hai stars Xiao Zhan and Zhang Jingyi, releasing apparently May 18th, 2025. Very close to the other one.
So for this one, think classic revenge plot, but layered with hidden conspiracies and shifting motivations. It's about how seeking justice can uncover deeper problems.
Right. Beyond personal vendetta. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, number 3 takes us somewhere different. Love Never Fails.
Yeah. Shifting into romantic fantasy here, we've got Jin Zhu, King of the Central Heaven.
A god king. Okay. And who's the love interest?
Hong Ning. She's a camellia demon who wants to become immortal.
Why immortality?
Well, she confesses her love for Jin Zhu at this flower festival, wants to be his queen, but there's a snag.
Let me guess. Gods and demons can't be together.
Bingo. Divine rule. So she figures if she becomes immortal, maybe that breaks the rule or puts her on his level somehow.
Okay. A quest driven by love. Does she succeed?
She does achieve immortality, but then, heartbreak. She finds out Jin Zhu is already arranged to marry someone else.
Ouch. After all that effort.
Big ouch. So in response, she does something drastic. Sacrifices her hard-won immortality.
Why?
To reincarnate as a mortal and forget him entirely. Just wipe the slate clean.
Wow. That's quite the statement. Does he just let her go?
No way. Jin Zhu apparently defies fate, steps in to make sure she's reborn safely, and watches over her in her new life.
So he's still invested, even if she doesn't remember him.
Seems so. The description says they're destined to meet again in the spring, bound by love, but facing, more trials.
Okay. Sounds like epic romance territory. Love Never Fails, Stars Lu Shuyi and Hu Yishuang, premiering April 28th, 2025.
Definitely. So if you're into that sweeping high fantasy romance with forbidden love, sacrifice, reincarnation, this looks like it ticks all those boxes.
Love across lifetimes,
Yeah.
fighting destiny.
Yeah.
Okay, heating up as we get closer to the top. Number 2, The Demon Hunter's Romance.
Right. Setting is Guangping City. Interesting point here. Humans and demons coexist.
Coexist peacefully, or not so much.
Well, that's probably part of the tension. We follow Ban Xia, described as a wealthy girl.
And what's her deal?
She has a rare ability. She can see demons' true forms, but everyone just thinks she's, like, delusional.
The classic seer who no one believes trope. That always creates conflict.
For sure. And it comes to a head when she exposes her cousin's bride as a demon.
That probably didn't go over well at the wedding.
Probably not. It forces her to flee, and that's when she meets Xuanye.
The demon hunter from the title, I presume?
That's the one. He helps her understand this hidden world she can see, and, importantly, he helps her realize that not all demons are evil. It challenges her, and probably the audience's, preconceived notions.
I like that. Add some moral complexity. So they team up.
Looks like it. They start investigating strange events, including her father's mysterious death, and naturally, they get closer.
But there's always a but, isn't there?
Always. Xuanye, the demon hunter, has his own secrets. A buried past and some kind of shocking truth about his identity threatens their relationship.
Intriguing. Okay. The Demon Hunter's Romance stars Ren Jialun and Song Zhu. Release date listed as April 12th, 2025.
So this one blends supernatural mystery, romance, and that theme of looking beyond appearances, questioning who the real monsters are.
Yeah, challenging black and white thinking. Sounds compelling. And that brings us to number 1 on the list provided by our source, The Prisoner of Beauty.
All right, the top spot. This one seems to revolve around another strategic marriage. Xiao Qiao from the Qiao family.
Mary's Wei Xiao, head of the Wei family. Why?
Family alliance.
Yeah.
But the key here is that these two families have bad blood, a long-standing feud.
So throwing these two together is risky, awkward.
Both, probably. The source emphasizes that their initial dynamic is full of tension, wariness. They're constantly testing each other.
Sounds like potential for sparks, though. Good or bad ones.
Exactly. And it mentions humorous moments, too, as they kind of navigate this forced situation and maybe push each other's buttons.
So it's not all heavy drama, there's some lightness.
Seems that way. And over time, despite the family baggage, they start to see past the animosity.
They begin to appreciate each other.
Yeah, recognizing each other's quirks and talents, learning to actually work together.
As a team, like dealing with the family drama.
Exactly. Tackling the conflicts between their families and maybe larger issues, trying to pass some peace. It's framed as a journey towards partnership.
From enemies, or at least wary allies, to partners. That's a strong arc.
Definitely. The Prisoner of Beauty stars Song Zhu, her second appearance on this list, and Liu Yuning. Release date, May 13th, 2025.
So number 1 offers a story about how relationships can evolve even under difficult circumstances, turning obligation into, perhaps, genuine connection and teamwork.
Right. Building something solid out of a really shaky foundation, amidst all that family conflict.
Okay, so that's the rundown of the top 5 from your source.